You keep telling yourself you're behind, like everyone else is moving ahead. You replay the days you feel empty, every word you wish you never said. You look at the miles you haven't crossed, at the dreams that still feel far away, but you don't see the quiet strength it took just to get through the day. You don't notice how you keep standing, even when you feel worn thin. You don't hear the courage in your breathing, but it's been there all along within. You're doing better than you think, even on the days you feel weak, even when the progress feels invisible and your heart feels heavy. You're doing better than you think. You're not lost, you're not behind. If you're still here, still trying, you're doing better than you think. You compare your life to moments that only show the highlight reel. You forget the nights you survived, when just waking up took everything. You've been carrying more than you say, still choosing kindness, still choosing grace. That's not failure, that's resilience, even if it doesn't feel that way. You don't need a breakthrough moment, you don't need to prove a thing. Every small step you keep taking is already everything. You're doing better than you think, even when your hope feels thin, even when you're tired of pretending you're stronger than you've been. You're doing better than you think. You don't have to see the sign if you're breathing through this moment. You're doing better than you think. Maybe progress doesn't shout, maybe healing moves slow, maybe being gentle with yourself is the bravest thing you know. You don't need to reach tomorrow, just stay right where you are. Every heartbeat is a promise that you've already come this far. Doing better than you think, even if it doesn't show, even if you're still learning how to let the fear go. You're doing better than you think. Let that truth be kind. You're not failing, you're becoming, and you're right on time. Take a breath, stay here. You're doing better than you think. You don't see it when you wake up, when the day feels heavy again, when nothing looks like it's changing and the doubt settles in. You measure life in loud moments and things that everyone sees, but the quiet ways you're moving still matter to me. You keep waiting for a turning point, something big to call it real, but every breath you choose to take is already proof you heal. Quiet progress still counts, even it's hard to tell, even when the steps are tiny and you carry more than you can sell. Quiet progress still counts. You don't need applause or proof if you're moving a little closer. true. You don't announce the battles, you don't post the nights you cry, you don't list the ways you survived when you thought you might not try. But the strength that lives in silence is stronger than you know. Every time you keep going, you quietly grow. You don't have to see the finish line, you don't have to feel okay. If you're still here in this moment, you're already on your way. Quiet progress still counts, even when it's hard to tell, even when the steps are tiny and you carry more than you can sell. Quiet progress still counts. You don't need applause or proof. If you're moving a little closer, that's still true. Maybe healing whisper instead of shouting out. Maybe being patient with yourself is what strength's about. You don't need to outrun the moment, you don't need to prove your pace. If you're showing up gently, that's still grace. Quiet progress still counts, even when no one can see, even when the only witness is the part of you that breathes. Quiet progress still counts. Let that truth sink in. You're not standing still in life, you're quietly beginning. Slow steps, soft ground. Quiet progress still counts. You look around like everyone's ahead, like you missed a turn somewhere in time. You replay the choices you didn't make and wonder if the fault is mine. You count the years and what ifs and doors you didn't open wide, but you don't see the road you walk, just to still be standing here tonight. You don't notice how you kept going when stopping felt easier somehow. You didn't fall behind in life, you just took a different route than now. You didn't fall behind, you're not late, you're not wrong. You've been carrying more than most for way too long. You didn't fall behind, you're still right where you belong. Your life is moving at a pace that fits your heart all along. You see the milestones everyone celebrates, but not the weight they never show. You don't see the nights you survived when moving forward felt too slow. You learn lessons in quiet moments others never had to face. That doesn't make you broken, it just shaped a different grace. You don't need to match the timeline, you don't need to run that race. If you listen to your breathing, you're already in the right place. You didn't fall behind, you're not late, you're not wrong. You've been carrying more than most for way too long. You didn't fall behind, you're still right where you belong. Your life is moving at a pace that fits your heart all along. Maybe life isn't a straight line, Maybe it curves when we need rest. Maybe the pauses taught you something you couldn't learn by rushing ahead. You don't need to justify the journey. You don't owe the world a sign. If you're here, if you're breathing, you're exactly on time. You didn't fall behind, even if it feels that way. Every step you took in survival still counts today. You didn't fall behind, let that truth unwind. You're not missing your moment. You arrived in your own time. No race, no line. You didn't fall behind. You didn't fall behind. You didn't fall behind. You keep waiting for momentum, like one good day will change it all. But healing doesn't move in headlines. It moves when you don't fall. You try to measure every feeling, like progress has a sound. But the quiet ways you're standing still count as solid ground. You don't need to rush the morning. You don't need to chase the light. If you're breathing through this moment, you're doing something right. It's okay if this is slow, if the answers don't arrive. If you're taking smaller steps now, just to stay alive. It's okay if this is slow. You're not losing time. I know some things grow best in quiet places. It's okay if this is slow. You see others moving faster, and it pulls you into doubt. But you don't know what they're carrying or what they're leaving out. You've been healing through the pressure, through the nights you didn't sleep. That kind of strength is silent, but it runs incredibly deep. You don't need a breakthrough moment. You don't need to feel brand new. If you're gentle with your heartbeat, that's already progress too. It's okay if this is slow, if the answers don't arrive. If you're taking smaller steps now, just to stay alive. It's okay if this is slow. You're not losing time. I know some things grow best in quiet places. It's okay if this is slow. Maybe life isn't about speed. Maybe it's about staying kind to the parts of you still healing, that haven't caught up in time. You don't need to prove your patience. You don't need to rush the flow. If your heart is still learning, it's okay if this is slow. It's okay if this is slow. Let that pressure go. You're not broken, you're becoming more than you know. It's okay if this is slow. You don't need to show. Every step is still a step, and you're allowed to go slow. Soft pace, deep breath. It's okay if this is slow. Some days it feels like nothing's changed, like you woke up in the same place again. Same thoughts circle in your head, same tired weight you carry in. But even standing in the quiet, even when you feel unsure, your heart is doing quiet work, learning how to endure. You don't hear the motion happening because it doesn't make a sound, but something in you keeps leaning forward. Even when you feel pinned down, you're still moving. Even now, even when it feels like a rest, even when you're just breathing, trying to give your heart a break, you're still moving. Even now, you don't have to know the how. If you're still choosing to stay here, you're still moving. Even now. You've been patient with the waiting, even when it tested you. You've been holding space for feelings you don't know what to do. That's not nothing, that's not failure, that's a strength you didn't plan. Learning how to stay with yourself, learning how to stand. You don't need a sign of progress, you don't need a clearer view. If you're still here in this moment, that's already movement too. You're still moving, even now, even when it feels like a rest, even when you're just breathing, trying to give your heart a break. You're still moving, even now. You don't have to know the how. If you're still choosing to stay here, you're still moving. Even now. Maybe progress isn't distant, maybe it's the way you stay. When you stop fighting the moment and let yourself be okay. You don't need to rush the healing, you don't need to make a vow. If you're learning how to breathe again, you're still moving. Even now, you're still moving. Even now, even in the quiet days, every breath is still a step in your own unseen way. You're still moving. Even now, let that truth settle somehow. You're not stuck, you're not failing, you're still moving. Even now. Slow heart, steady ground, you're still moving. Even now. Keep telling yourself to push through, like resting means you're giving up. You hide the weight behind a smile and say you're fine, say it's not much. But you've been carrying more than you admit, more than anyone can see. It's okay to feel worn out, it's okay to need relief. You don't have to earn your rest, you don't have to justify why your body's asking gently for a slower kind of time. You're allowed to feel tired, you don't have to be strong tonight. You've been holding things together, doing the best you can inside. You're allowed to feel tired. It doesn't mean you failed, it just means you've been trying longer than you tell. You've been showing up quietly, even when it costs you sleep. You've been choosing to keep breathing when the days felt way too steep. You don't owe the world your energy, you don't owe them every part. It's okay to set things down now and listen to your heart. You don't need to push past empty, you don't need to run on fumes. If your heart is asking for a pause, you're allowed to give it room. You're allowed to feel tired, you don't have to be strong tonight. You've been holding things together, doing the best you can inside. You're allowed to feel tired. It doesn't mean you failed, it just means you've been trying longer than you tell. Maybe rest is not surrender, maybe it's a gentle stand. Choosing kindness for your body, choosing softness where you can. You don't need to prove endurance, you don't need to fight the night. If you close your eyes and breathe a little, you're doing something right. You're allowed to feel tired, even if the world moves fast. You don't have to keep up with it, you don't have to outrun the past. You're allowed to feel tired, let that truth arrive. Rest is not a weakness, it's how you stay alive. Slow down, breathe out. You're allowed to feel tired. You keep replaying all the moments that didn't turn out how you planned. Every pause feels like a problem, every stop feels like quicksand. You call the quiet a mistake, like you should be further ahead. But you don't see how much you've held just to get out of bed. You learn to survive in the waiting, you learn to breathe through the doubt. Let's not falling apart in life, let's find another route. This is not failure, it's a hard learning how to heal. It's you staying with the moment when running used to feel easier. This is not failure, you didn't lose your way, you're just moving through the kind of growth that doesn't shout your name. You see the highlights on the surface, but not the nights they barely stood. You don't see the strength it took to keep choosing what's good. You've been listening to your limits even when they scared you. That's not giving up on life, that's being honest too. You don't need to punish yourself for needing time and space. Some lessons only settle in when we slow the pace. This is not failure, it's a hard learning how to heal. It's you staying with the moment when running used to feel easier. This is not failure, you didn't lose your way, you're just moving through the kind of growth that doesn't need a louder victory. You don't need a brighter sign. If you're learning how to be gentle, you're already doing fine. This is not failure, even when it feels unclear. You're still choosing to keep going. You're still choosing to be here. This is not failure. Let that truth settle in. You're not falling behind in life. You're quietly beginning. No label, no blame. This is not failure. You don't talk about the effort. You don't list the way you hope. You smile through the quiet battles you never let unfold. You show up even when you're empty, even when your hands still shake. You keep choosing to stay present. That's not small, that's brave. You think no one really notices all the strength you hide inside. But I see the way you keep going, even on the nights you cry. I see how hard you try, even when you say you're fine. Even when the progress feels invisible, I see every line. I see how hard you try. You don't have to justify every quiet choice you make. I see how hard you try. You carry hope in fragile ways, like you're afraid it might break, but you still let it breathe a little every chance you take. You've been learning how to listen to your limits, to your truth. That kind of honesty is courage, even when it's new. You don't need to prove your struggle. You don't need to show the pain. The fact that you're still here breathing says everything again. I see how hard you try, even when you say you're fine. Even when the progress feels invisible, I see every line. I see how hard you try. You don't have to justify every quiet choice you make. I see how hard you try. Maybe being seen is in a spotlight. Maybe it's this gentle truth that someone understands the effort, even when no one's looking at you. You don't need louder recognition. You don't need the world to know. If your heart feels a little lighter, then you're learning how to grow. I see how hard you try, even on the days you doubt. Every step you take in patience is still moving you about. I see how hard you try. Let that kindness stay. You're not invisible in life. You're just quiet in your way. I see you, I know. I see how hard you try. You keep waiting for a big moment, something loud enough to prove that you're finally moving forward, that you got nothing left to lose. But life is building tiny motions in the quiet ways you stand, in the choices no one claps for, in the days you simply can't. You don't notice notice every heartbeat, working hard just to stay true. But every breath you take right now is still carrying you through. Small steps still matter, even when they're hard to see. Even when it feels like nothing is changing inside of me. Small steps still matter. You don't need to run or climb. If you're moving inch by inch, you're still moving through your time. You've been patient with the process, even when it wore you down. You've been choosing to keep showing up without needing solid ground. Some days progress looks like resting, some days it's just getting through. Those are not wasted moments, they're still building you. You don't need to see the future, you don't need a perfect plan. If you're standing where you are now, you're doing what you can. Small steps still matter, even when they're hard to see. Even when it feels like nothing is changing inside of me. Small steps still matter, let that truth stay kind. You don't need to rush your healing, arriving in your time. Maybe life is less about distance and more about staying kind to the parts of you still learning how to leave the past behind. You don't need a giant victory, you don't need to prove you're strong. If you took one breath with intention, you're already moving on. Small steps still matter, even on the quiet days. Every inch of gentle effort finds its own quiet way. Small steps still matter, let the pressure scatter. You're not stuck, you're not standing still. Small steps still matter. One step, one breath. Small steps still matter. You think you're back at the beginning, like all the progress slipped away, like every step you took before doesn't matter yesterday. But you're carrying what you learned in every breath you take right now. Nothing you lived was wasted, it's still inside you somehow. You didn't lose the ground you gained, you didn't forget the way. You're standing on a deeper strength than you ever had that day. You're not starting over, you're continuing the road with more patience in your heartbeat than you've ever known. You're not starting over, even if it feels unclear. Every step you took before, still walking with you here. You see the pause as a reset, like the story it rewinds. But growth doesn't move in straight lines, it circles back sometimes. You learned how to sit with silence, you learn when to let things go. Those lessons don't disappear just because you're moving slow. You don't have to rush the moment, you don't need a brand new start. to your breathing, you'll hear how far you've come in the heart. You're not starting over, you're continuing the road, with more patience in your heartbeat than you've ever known. You're not starting over, even if it feels unclear. Every step you took before is still walking with you here. Maybe starting over is a myth we tell ourselves when we feel small, but you're built from all your moments, every rise and every fall. You don't lose your growth in rest, you don't lose it when you slow. If you're here breathing tonight, that's proof you still grow. You're not starting over, let the worry fade away. You're just meeting yourself gently in a different kind of day. You're not starting over, you're becoming something new, with every quiet moment that continues carrying you. Same heart, deeper calm. You're not starting over. Think you should be finished by now, like the answer should be clear, like you missed the moment where it all suddenly made sense this year. But life is not a final version, it's a story still in bloom. Every part of you is growing, even in this quiet room. You don't need to see the ending, you don't need to feel complete. If you're listening to your heartbeat, you're already on your feet. You're still becoming, even in the in-between, even when the path feels foggy and you're not sure what it means. You're still becoming, there's no rush, no deadline sign. You're not late to your own life, you're still becoming in your time. You've been changing in small moments, in the way you choose your rest, in the way you talk to yourself now, a little softer than the rest. You don't notice every shift inside because it happens slow, but the person you're becoming is already starting to show. You don't need to force the future, you don't need to figure it out. If you're learning how to stay present, you're already growing now. You're still becoming, even when you doubt the way. Every quiet choice you're making is still shaping who you'll be someday. You're still becoming, let that truth unwind. You don't have to be finished to be right on time. Maybe becoming isn't climbing, maybe it's learning how to stand without asking every moment if you're good enough to land. You don't need to rush the process, you don't need to prove the climb. If you're breathing in this moment, you're becoming just in time. You're still becoming, even when the change is small. Every gentle step you're taking still counts after all. you're still becoming. You keep thinking you arrived too late, like the door already closed, like the moment that was meant for you is something you just missed or lost. You replay the years in silence, wonder where you should have gone, but you're still here, still breathing, so the story's not done. You don't see how life keeps opening ways you didn't plan. Some chances don't arrive with noise, they come when you can stand. You didn't miss your chance, you're not out of time. Your life isn't finished just because it doesn't shine. You didn't miss your chance, there's still room to begin. If your heart is still hoping, you're still right within. You see others living loudly, and it makes you feel behind. But you don't see the battles they don't show online. You've been learning patience, you've been learning who you are. That kind of growth is quiet, but it travels far. You don't need to force the moment, you don't need to rush the sign. If you're still choosing to stay open, you're arriving in your time. You didn't miss your chance, you're not out of time. Your life isn't finished just because it doesn't shine. You didn't miss your chance, let the pressure thin. If your heart is still beating, you're still right within. Oh, maybe chances don't expire, maybe they just change their face. Maybe what you're waiting for is already in this space. You don't need to chase the future, you don't need to prove you're brave. If you're listening to this moment, that's a chance you didn't waste. You didn't miss your chance, even if it feels unclear. Every step you've taken quietly still brought you here. You didn't miss your chance, let that worry pass. You're not late to your life, you're right on time at last. Still here, still breathing. You didn't miss your chance. Some days all you can do is open your eyes and breathe. You don't feel brave or ready, you just try to be. You think it's not enough, you think it doesn't show, but even standing in the doorway means you didn't let go. You keep raising the standard for what it means to try, but the truth is in the effort, not the way it looks outside. Even showing up counts, even when you feel small, even when your heart is tired and you got nothing at all. Even showing up counts. You don't need to explain. Being here is already proof you're not giving up again. You don't post the moments where you almost stayed in bed, where the weight was on your chest and the day felt ahead. But you moved through it quietly. You chose not to disappear. That choice might look invisible, but it matters here. You don't need to show results. You don't need to feel proud. If you stayed when leaving felt easier, it still counts now. Even showing up counts. Even when you feel small, even when your heart is tired and you got nothing at all. Even showing up counts. Let that truth remain. You don't need a perfect reason. Just being here is brave. Maybe strength isn't loud, maybe it's quiet and kind. Maybe it's choosing presence when you'd rather hide. You don't need to win the day, you don't need to stand tall. If you didn't walk away, you already gave it your all. Even showing up counts. On the days you feel unseen, every moment you stay breathing is more than it seems. Even showing up counts. Let the pressure dissolve. You're not failing at life. You're still answering the call. Still here, still trying. Even showing up counts. You keep measuring your heartbeat against someone else's stride, like you should be moving faster, like your rhythm's wrong somehow. But your breath has its own timing, your steps have their own sound. You're not late for your own life. You're still exactly where you're found. You don't need to speed the healing. You don't need to chase the view. If you listen to your breathing, it's been guiding you. This pace is still yours, even if it feels slow. Even if the world keeps rushing and you're moving on your own. This pace is still yours. You don't need to explain. You're allowed to take your time and arrive this way. You've been learning how to to soften, how to stop pushing through. You've been choosing rest over pressure, even when it feels new. Some days progress looks like waiting, some days it's standing still, but your heart knows what it needs now, and you're listening still. You don't need to prove your movement, you don't need to feel ahead. If you're honoring your limits, you're doing what's best. And this pace is still yours, even if it feels slow, even if the world keeps rushing and you're moving on your own. And this pace is still yours, let the pressure fade. You don't have to match another life to be okay. Maybe life isn't a race, maybe it's learning when to rest, trusting that your timing is already doing its best. You don't need to outrun tomorrow, you don't need to hurry through. If you're moving with intention, this pace belongs to you. This pace is still yours, let it feel kind. You're not losing ground in life, you're just honoring your time. And this pace is still yours, and it always was. You don't need to move faster just because. Slow step, steady heart. This pace is still yours. Walk around with so many questions, like everyone else knows the way. You keep thinking you missed the map somewhere along yesterday. You look for signs in every silence, for proof you're doing this right. But even standing in uncertainty means you're still alive tonight. You don't notice how you keep choosing to stay when it would hurt to try. Every step you take in the unknown is still a step, even blind. You're not as lost as you feel, even when the road's unclear. You're still listening to your heartbeat, you're still standing here. You're not as lost as you feel, you haven't gone astray. If you're still asking where you're going, you're already on your way. You see people moving with purpose, like they never doubt their place. But you don't see the nights they question, or the fear behind their pace. You've been learning through the wandering, through the days that feel undone. The kind of searching is not failure, it's how becoming's done. You don't need all the answers, you don't need a perfect plan. If you're moving with intention, you're doing what you can. You're not as lost as you feel, even when the road's unclear. You're still listening to your heartbeat, you're still standing here. You're not as lost as you feel, let that doubt unwind. You don't need to know the ending, softly when you stop forcing it in. You don't need to rush the meaning. You don't need to find the seal. If you're present in this moment, you're not as lost as you feel. You're not as lost as you feel. Even in the quiet days, every question you're carrying is still lighting up the way. You're not as lost as you feel. You're not behind, you're not late. You're just learning how to trust yourself at your own gentle pace. Still here, still breathing. You're not as lost as you feel. You keep telling yourself to move again, like stopping means you'll lose your place. But your body's asking quietly for a softer kind of pace. You learn how to push through tired days, how to hold it all inside. But even strength needs somewhere safe to lay down for the night. You don't have to earn your stillness. You don't have to prove your worth. If your heart is slowing down right now, it's not the end, it's growth. Rest is part of growth. Even when it feels like pause, even when the world keeps moving and you don't feel like you're enough. Rest is part of growth. You're not wasting time. You're letting your soul catch up with the life you've lived inside. You see others rushing forward like they never stop to breathe. But you don't see the cost it takes to never truly leave. You're learning how to listen now to what your body knows. That's not weakness, that's wisdom. That's how steady healing grows. You don't need to outrun tomorrow. You don't need to stay ahead. If you're resting in this moment, is part of growth. Even when it feels like pause, even when the world keeps moving and you don't feel like you're enough. Rest is part of growth. Let that pressure go. You're not falling behind in life. You're learning now to slow. Maybe growth isn't constant motion. Maybe it's learning when to stay. Letting stillness hold the questions you don't need to answer today. You don't have to fix the future. You don't have to be so strong. If you're resting where you're standing, you're still moving right along. Rest is part of growth. Let that truth remain. You're allowed to take a breath without feeling any shame. Rest is part of growth. And you're doing fine. You're not stopping, you're becoming. You're just giving it more time. Quiet heart. Rest is part of growth. You still measure yourself by yesterday, by the places you haven't been. You forget the nights you survived when the weight was closing in. You don't count the quiet victories, the tears you learned to face. But every step you didn't give up on still counts as distance made. You don't see how much has changed because it happened slow. But look at how you're breathing now. You've come further than you know. You've come further than you know. Even if it doesn't show, even if the road still feels long and you're walking it alone, you've come further than you know. You didn't stay the same. You're not who you were in the dark, and that alone is change. You learned how to sit with feelings you once tried to outrun. You learned how to stay in a moment when leaving felt easier than love. You carry strength you didn't ask for, wisdom you earned in pain. Those are not empty miles, those are steps you gain. You don't need to see the finish, you don't need a clearer sign. If you're standing here still breathing, you've already crossed some line. You've come further than you know, even if it doesn't show. Even if the road still feels long and you're walking it alone, you've come further than you know. Let that truth remain. You're not where you started from, and that alone is change. Maybe progress doesn't feel dramatic, maybe it feels like learning rest, like choosing kindness for yourself when you're doing your best. You don't need to rush the meaning, you don't need to prove the climb. If you're still here, still trying, you've come further than you know in time. You've come further than you know. Even on the quiet days, every moment you stayed present still moved you on your way. You've come further than you know. Let your heart be kind. You're not standing at the beginning, you're already past the line. Look back, breathe in. You've come further than you know. You keep telling yourself to keep going, like stopping means you lose your place, like the world won't wait for breathing, like rest would be a waste. But your heart has been asking softly for a moment to stay still, not to quit, not to disappear, just to rest your will. Permissions from the noise, you don't need to justify why your body wants a moment to simply close its eyes. You're allowed to pause here, you're allowed to breathe. You don't have to keep on pushing just to prove you believe. Nothing falls apart. Sometimes standing still is the bravest part. You've been carrying the motion like stopping would undo all the work you've done in silence, all the strength in you. But slowing down doesn't erase it, it lets it settle deep. It teaches tired hearts how to finally sleep. You don't need to outrun tomorrow, you don't need to stay ahead. If you're present in this moment, you're exactly where you're led. You're allowed to pause here, you're allowed to breathe. You don't have to keep on pushing just to prove you believe. You're allowed to pause here, let the pressure clear. Nothing bad is waiting if you stay right here. Maybe pausing isn't quitting, maybe it's choosing to stay with yourself without distraction for a softer kind of day. You don't need to rush the healing, you don't need to prove the part. If your heart is asking for a pause, listen to your heart. You're allowed to pause here, let that truth arrive. You're not stopping, you're becoming, you're just letting it breathe alive. You're allowed to pause here, and there's no race, no fear. Nothing needs to change right now. Stay still, breathe slow. You're allowed to pause here. Keep thinking this moment passed, like you missed it while you were afraid, like life kept moving without you and left you standing in yesterday. But you're still here, still breathing, still holding the day in your hands. The present didn't leave without you, it's been waiting where you stand. You don't need to chase the timing, you don't need to run it down. If you're listening to this heartbeat, you're still here, you're still now. This moment still belongs to you, even if you feel unsure, even if the past feels heavy and the future feels obscure. This moment still belongs to you. You didn't lose your place. If you're standing in the present, you're allowed to stay. You see life and miss chances and things you didn't say or do, but you don't see how many moments still quietly choose you. You're not locked out of your own story, you didn't close the door. Every breath you take right now is inviting you once more. You don't need to rewrite history, you don't need to make it right. If you're here inside this second, you still have this night. This moment still belongs to you, even if it feels small, even if all you can do is not give up at all. This moment still belongs to you, let that truth come through. push it through. If you're present in this moment, it still belongs to you. This moment still belongs to you. Even when you doubt your place, every second you stay breathing is still yours to embrace. This moment still belongs to you. You didn't miss your cue. You're not late to your own life. This moment still belongs to you. Right here, right now. This moment still belongs to you. Night feels a little quieter now, like it's listening with you. Every thought slows down its pace, every breath feels true. You don't need to review the day, you don't need to fix a thing. You showed up in your own soft way, and that already means something. You don't have to hold it all tonight, you don't have to stay alert. If you're tired, let the stillness in. You don't need to prove you're hurt. You're doing better than you think. Let that truth arise. You don't need a louder moment just to feel alive. You're doing better than you think. If you're breathing here tonight, you didn't fail the day, you survived it with your light. Every quiet choice you made today, every pause, every breath, still moved your life a little forward, even when you felt spent. You don't need to name the progress, you don't need to understand. If your heart feels slightly softer now, that's more than you planned. You don't need to chase tomorrow, you don't need to close the past. If you rest inside this moment, that's enough to last. You're doing better than you think. Let the pressure go. You don't have to be farther than where you are to know. You're doing better than you think. Stay gentle, stay kind. You're not behind in life, you're right on time. Slow breath in, slow breath out. You're here, and that is enough.